Okay, today we're going to talk about plotting, about making graphs and charts and things like that. We're going to start with a function called ECE102, and this just takes an expression like x squared plus y squared. I'll start with the sign expression. The single quotes tell me this is a character string. A string, a list of characters, SIN is a list of characters. And the quotes tell me start a list of characters, and the end quote says stop a list of characters. Matlab doesn't want us to use ECE102 anymore. It wants us to use something called fplot. I like ECE102 because it helps get everybody started. This is easy to understand. Fplot, a little more complicated. And then the other plotting algorithms, a little deeper. You kind of get your feet wet and then you go deeper and deeper and deeper. I wish programmers would figure that one out. Okay, view, property editor. So this is the way to get, this is one way. It's not the only way. It's the way I prefer, to tell you the truth. You get to the property editor and you can change things. Oops, I clicked on another property. I clicked on the background figure. As soon as you click on something else, it changes. I can click on the data itself. You get new properties. Yeah, those are the big three around here. Let's look at this one first, though. So the default limits, I didn't put any range of limits on it. The default is -2 pi to 2 pi. And default value here is x. By the way, you'll notice I can grab it and change it around where it's at. Same thing up here. I can move things around. I got a little crosshairs thing. I can move my chart back and forth, put it back where it was, and stuff like that. Okay. You can do a ton of stuff. Put the grids on right here. Title. Okay. And then X label, angle. In this case, it's in radians. We'll do a degrees in just a minute. Scale, linear log, just like Excel. Remember Excel? Axis location. You can choose where the x-axis crosses the y-axis. So this is the title and other stuff over here. We can change the color, the background color, yellow, for example, blue, black, whatever, white. There it is. You can change the pen color. So purple there, purple pen instead of a black pen. We'll get to the background. You can change the background too. Leave the foreground white and the background black. And did I make the color white or did I make, it looks awful gray to me. What is this? This is white. Oh, this is not quite white. It's a little off white. There it is. There's pure white. Y-axis. So value the function on the y-axis, and now we have the labels right here, a title, the graph, our labels and all that stuff. Okay, click on here. This is outside the plot area. So here you'll see the little handles. This lets you resize, by the way. You can grab and drag these, make it bigger, smaller, whatever. I'll show you how to print in just a second. And that's kind of useful. Okay, so you can change things around where they're located, resize, all those kinds of things. Drag the handles. Background, here's the background. I can name the figure, which does not change the graph name. my figure. So click it, and we got this going on right up here. Changes this tab so you can name it whatever you want. Figure color, you can make it a background yellow or something, whatever you want, cyan. Make all the pretty colors. And I believe it was just, it started off as an off gray. I'll just leave it there. Okay, so click and change the properties. Click and change the properties. It's that easy. It's not tough at all. There's a ton of properties. You got more properties. You can keep going with this. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it for now. So I can quit editing. Here's that little arrow thing right up here. You can just quit editing and leave my figure for a minute, minimize it. Let's do this. There's something called hold on. That means don't erase the previous figure. Write the next figure on top of it. So I'm going to write the cosine on top of it. And I have to tab back. I have to go back to the window. It doesn't just automatically show up for me. I have to go here. Watch it open. Let's see, figures. There it is. There's the figure. So now the sine and the cosine are there. We can insert a legend. There it is, legend. And it tells me data 1, data 2. We can edit it. Let's go to the property editors. Where's the property editor? There, view, property editor. Okay, I can click on it. I ought to be able to edit Y. Okay, property editor. There. I should be able to click on it. View, property editor. This is the property. There, it finally selected. Okay. So now we can label things differently and just call it whatever we want. I just had trouble selecting it. It was there all the time. What was the blue one? It was the sine. And the data number 2 was the cosine. There we go. So we can make pretty legends. You want to use legends, labels. A good graph has a good scale, and the X value. Did I forget earlier to change the label? There we go. It wants is trying radi NS. There. I was hitting the wrong buttons. Okay. It is what we like them to do. I can get out of the property editor, see what it looks like. Let's look at printing. A lot of this stuff I'm telling you right now, it works with any graph. So go to print preview first. And it's going to do something like this. This dialog lets you change, well, US letter, that's the size. It runs off the paper, you'll notice. Preview is telling me I'm going to have a problem. I can do landscape. And then these numbers here, I can use manual size and position. Click that. And now we can change our margins. And this is too wide, you'll notice. So let's put a left margin at 0.5, half an inch, I think. Is it in inches? Looks like everything's in inches. You'll notice you can change the units. but everything's in inches right now. 0.5. Top, make everything 0.5. That'll do it. Width, 10. Half an inch all the way around means 10. Height, 7.5. Half an inch all the way around would mean half inch plus 7.5 plus another half inch gives you 8.5. And there we go, a well-centered graph. So you use this dialog here to change the appearance, how it'll print out. Use the print preview. And then of course you can print it. Okay, let's go back to here. Let's do another one. Easy of tangent. So now it'll put the tangent on top of the plot. And you can see the sines and cosines. Default -2 pi to 2 pi. You can change your data again, just like I did before. Wipes out the x-axis label. It wipes out the title too. Anyway, you just got to mess with it every time you do it. You can put labels and titles. X label, angle, this is how we can put the X label on. Go back to the plot, and you see it's there, and I can change its position. I don't know why. I know why. It says, oh, we're going to put it right by the origin. You can click and drag it to where you want it. So you can put labels in. You can do everything from the command line. Not that it's recommended. It's a lot easier to click and drag. Let's face it. There's a thing called Y label. Does the same thing. Puts it on the Y axis. There's title. There's a title command, and so on. So everything you can do with click and drag, you can do here in the command window as well. But I'm not going to go through all that. If you click and drag it, I'm happy with that for this course. So I'm going to stop here for just a minute, and we'll pick it up.